Hey everybody, Matty Ice here, and in today's video I want to talk about Guardian games for 2024. Now obviously the new thing that was released this year was the Skimmer or the Hoverboard, and this is actually a variation of a sparrow that allows you to do kind of like kick flips in midair and hover where you are by like grinding an invisible rail. It's actually pretty interesting, kind of the ramifications this has. You can see in the background gameplay here, I'm kind of just playing around with it. It's my first time using it. And it's kind of neat. I'll show you later on in the video kind of more of my thoughts about it, but this is just to get you into the Guardian games mechanics here and introduce you to this. So you can see here I'm doing the Glassway on Competitive Nightfall with some friends, and if you've never done Guardian games before, this is one of the things you need to do in order to get some additional prizes from Eva at the tower. The main thing you need to look out for though are champions and yellow bar enemies, because if you finish them you get extra points, and points are a huge deal in Guardian games. The main thing you want to do though is if it's yellow bar or higher, because as you saw on the screen there, you get like a little medal for actually doing that, and that's more points. So go throughout this whole strike relatively quickly, but you don't need to rush, and just make sure you emote finish every single yellow bar and every single champion. You'll get a great score. My friends and I, our first run through this, we missed a few of them. You know, a stasis turret killed it or some burn effect killed it. But we ended up with a score of 250, which isn't half bad. We were best in tower for a lot of people here. It's enough to get you all the additional rewards you need at the tower, and this is really what you need. Because you get 4 rewards depending on your score. I believe it goes up to 175, and each reward it correlates to each medal in the Nightfall. So just do a competitive Nightfall, ideally with friends, but if you do it random, it's still possible. You just need to get to 175 for Platinum. But if you're trying to compete for that high score overall, do it with some friends. Now getting back into the Skimmer / Hoverboard, now there's 2 useful places I found this to be great at. The first one is the Hypernet Current Nightfall, or just strike in general. You can bypass this whole sparrow section. As soon as you get to the area where you can sparrow, just look to your right and you can hoverboard all the way over. The one downside I have to say about this is you do need to have one person go all the way through it, otherwise the bosses at the ogre section do not appear. So you do need one person to go far enough through it to get the dialogue to pop up. The next place is Prophecy. So Prophecy had some new loot that came out. It's got new origin traits, new perks, and this one actually is also farmable this week. So it's a great way to get some of those platinum medals. So just go ahead and farm that as much as you want. It's a great way to get the weapons. I know Bassy did it 3 or 4 times this week so far. I've only done it once personally. I'll probably do it a couple more times. But again, you can bypass this whole sparrow section. This sparrow section used to be such a pain where it would just take you several minutes no matter how fast you were. It always took some time unless you well skated or shadow skated across. This is essentially doing that, but a much easier and safer way. One thing you do need to keep in mind is you do use your boost while grinding, so you just have to pull out a new sparrow midair. It's perfectly fine, and just grind again. You do need to make sure you don't miss the secret chest if you're going for that, but if you're going straight to the end, just go ahead and drop straight to the end. If you've never used this skimmer before, it takes a little getting used to. Hitting shift does like a little kick flip, or control does like the actual grind mechanic, or whatever corresponding buttons you have for sprint and crouch. And that's pretty much it for the skimmer. Kind of getting back into Destiny as we start to get some new stuff, taking a break from Pal World and spreading democracy and Helldivers. But I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.